Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SaveSAwine live stream. It's Friday evening, and of course, Friday evenings is exciting. Lots of things happening, and I hope you guys are spending an evening in the winelands. We need to get more visitors to our winelands. We've been telling and saying this for a few days now, and but let me start off with our 1660 campaign. Our 1660 campaign is a campaign where we are featuring one wine producer a day for 60 days. This started on the 28th, on the 30th of August and carries on until the 28th of October. And we are doing this in collaboration with Erica Taylor, who's doing a fantastic job in getting these producers together. And they are featured in posts in our group on Instagram, on various websites every single day. And we've been at some tremendous support for some of our producers in this campaign. So thank you to everyone supporting this and to everyone in our group. If you're in the group, our group is the Facebook group I'm talking about is almost at 60,000 people. We need to push this to 100,000. But I want everybody to use the hashtags #1660, #SaveSAwine, and #DrinkSouthAfrican. The more we share, the more we use these hashtags, the more we raise awareness, more people join, the more support our producers get. Like I said, our featured producer for the day is Blacksmith Wines. These are naturally handcrafted wines from South Africa, and you can see what Blacksmith does on their Instagram. It's instagram.com/the Blacksmith Wines. Let me repeat that. That's instagram.com/the Blacksmith Wines. So the wine are made by a team there. The winemaker is Tremayne Smith, and he's working with Jaco Engelbrecht, a well-known viticulturist. And they form a dynamic partnership, and they've created this fantastic wines called the Four Horsemen. And basically, what they're doing is they are using whatever Mother Nature delivers, and it's like the Four Horsemen of the apocalypse, and they use these harsh elements to create wine out of whatever nature provides. And so these wines are must taste. I'm going to repeat that. That's instagram.com/the Blacksmith Wines. And again, if you can share that, it will be great. Go to our website, SaveSAwine.co.za. You can see the producer calendar that will show which producers are featured. SaveSAwine.co.za /1660. And then please go to our Instagram. It's instagram.com/SaveSAwine.co.za. And we would love it if you leave a comment. Every comment left helps to raise awareness. And again, if you share this post, use these hashtags, #1660, #SaveSAwine, and #DrinkSouthAfrican. It's weekend, and it's time to visit the winelands. We need everybody to go to the winelands. We also need our winelands businesses to get a wake-up call. We believe we're going to have a very arid tourism season regarding international tourists. So it's imperative that you guys step up and do something for your local market and for your local tourists. And I've made a video called COVID-19 warning, a wake-up call for the winelands. Looking at the situation of international tourism, and we believe it's going to be a very, very dry season regarding international tourism. So we need to focus on local tourism, and our summer starts now. So one of the things we've done is create a page where you can list your winelands experience, or your wine, or your restaurant, or your spa. It's called bit.ly/visit winelands. It's entirely free to list. I'm going to repeat that. That's bit.ly/visit winelands. You can also put your special offer there to our group, and people in the group can go there and see what they are on offer. Another great way to get exposure for your wine, your restaurant, your accommodation, your winelands experience, or your winelands business is to use one of our premium service offerings. We realize that times are tough, and to give a helping hand, we've decided to give away a 500 Rand credit to every single winelands business that contact us to kickstart your promotion for summer. To claim yours, email us at visitthewinelands@gmail.com, and you can spend this on our digital marketing store, and you'll be able to get some promotion for your winelands business. Um, Before I go on with our show, I just need to say a big thank you to our sponsor, the Fishwives Club. The Fishwives Club are giving away 24 of the new cans in a giveaway. All you need to do is go to fishwivesclubcangiveaway.gr8.com. That's fishwivesclubcangiveaway.gr8.com, and you can be a winner. You can win you can win 24 of the fantastic Fishwives Club cans. Then we're doing a featured podcast every evening. But before I talk about that, let's just say tomorrow morning at 9 we'll be online here. We'll be live, and we'll be talking about a few exciting things. Our featured podcast tonight is with Kelly Zettler, the owner of the Thirsty Scarecrow. We'll first be showing a little explainer video. Explainer video is a short 2 to 5 minute video that gives a little bit of a background on the business. And if you want an explainer made for your winelands business or your winery, just send us an email at visitthewinelands@gmail.com, and we can talk about that. But let us hear the interview with Kelly Zettler, the owner of the Thirsty Scarecrow. Welcome to About the Winelands. In this show, we will be chatting to leaders, influencers, wine producers, restaurants, and other role players. Tune in every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for your latest episodes. You will find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Welcome back to About the Winelands. Today I'm talking to Kelly Zettler from the Thirsty Scarecrow. Welcome, Kelly. How are you?
Thank you, Will. Thank you. I'm very well under the circumstances.
Yes, I mean, obviously being in the restaurant industry, this is, and in the wine industry, this is difficult for you. But let's start and tell us how you got involved in this industry. You know, how did you get involved in the wine, restaurant, hospitality industry yourself?
My passion for the industry actually comes from my mom. As a child, our home was, always filled with food, enough to feed an army. With 3 fridges and 17 freezers, she was always well prepared. I used to watch her cook all the time, and I was never allowed to cook myself. You know, moms always say too many cooks spoil the broth. And, you know, she used to complain that I made a mess. But I actually first studied visual communication at Stellenbosch University, you know, fine arts. And after I graduated, like any student, I was a little bit nervous to go out into the real world. And I begged my mom and dad to allow me to go study at the Institute of Culinary Arts, which was actually just down the road from us at Speed. And yeah, an additional 2 years, and I got my diploma in chefing. And shortly after graduating, my dad was actually renting out the property on the farm. It was running as a coffee shop, but the tenants were in arrears. And they said to me, look, now's your opportunity. You either do something, otherwise, you know, we're going to give the spot away. So I got thrown into the deep end, but it was a good decision nonetheless. So actually in 2011, thus the Farmer's Kitchen was born and established. And shortly after that, in 2013, I started the Thirsty Scarecrow, and I met my husband-to-be, Ivan, and we've been running the Thirsty Scarecrow ever since. You know, craft beer was always up and coming thing, and the conversation between my family basically went along the lines of, you know, let's build a craft beer pub, and the following day we were laying the foundation.
I mean, it's certainly become very popular, a popular spot in the last few years. So yeah, you've made a good decision.
Yeah, no, it's we've been very blessed, and it's grown beyond what I ever thought it would. We started as an 80-seater restaurant, and you know, now we can accommodate about 500 people.
So you guys are on the R44 there at the Mooiberger stall. Is Mooiberger part of the Thirsty Scarecrow business, or is it a separate business?
So it's a completely separate entity. Although Mooiberger is obviously a family farm. I am a born and bred Zettler, but I run my restaurants as a completely separate entity, and I actually rent the property from my dad.
Well, it's such a history. Can you tell us a little bit of the, I mean, it's always interesting to hear, you know, where you are and stuff like that. Tell us a bit of the history of Mooiberger and what you got, what's been done there as well.
Well, the history goes back quite a while. I think it was in 1909, my great-grandfather, Mendel Zettler, he actually opened up a general dealer store on the corner road, and he was selling fruit and veg. And, you know, back in the day, strawberries, they were only available 3 months of the year. I think the first strawberries were actually planted in 1915. And what my grandfather would do is he would actually purchase all the strawberries from the local farmers in the area, and he would transport that via ox wagon to Paarl and send, and I think he got, if I remember correctly, my dad said he got a penny a pound for the strawberries.
Wow.
So things have changed a lot, you know, and with new farming methods today, you know, we're quite spoiled because we have strawberries 8 months of the year. It was in 1970 that Mooiberger itself, the actual farm store, was built. You know, and it became very well known for its dried fruits, preserves, nuts, and local produce. And I think what Mooiberger is really known for today is its huge wine store, which stocks about over 250 estates. And that was built in 2000. But during that process, it actually took 30 years for my dad to obtain the liquor license for Mooiberger.
Wow. Well, I tell you what,
Yeah.
that store is one of those places that I used to love to visit, because you always used to find the lost old bottle of wine there at a cheap price somewhere. I'm not sure. I've actually been there for a while in the actual wine store. So, but I always used to find something that's hidden under a shelf at a good price there.
As my dad says, customers are always looking for a bargain.
Oh, so this was on purpose. Hmm. So the scarecrows that you have there is quite interesting. Tell us a little bit of the history of the scarecrow. And it seems, it's like it's become an institution on that road.
Well, the first scarecrows were actually put up on the farm in 1968, and they've changed a lot from how we know them today. The original scarecrows used to be the traditional poplap scarecrows, which was actually made by one of the ladies who worked on the farm for us, Mrs. Liebenberg. And to this day, she's retired now, but she actually still lives on the farm. So obviously the scarecrows were originally put up to scare the birds away because they were eating all the strawberries. And I don't think we would have ever imagined that they would have become so popular over the years. But obviously, with the traditional style of scarecrows that were made from material, the costs to maintain them were quite high, with the wear and tear and buying new material every year. So it was actually my dad, Dennis, who came up with the idea to make the first scrap metal scarecrow. And I think that was put up in 1990 or 1991. He just had plenty of scrap metal lying around, and he thought it was a good idea. And he's a avid art collector, and I don't know, he seems to come up with all these crazy and wonderful ideas. And from scarecrows that represent the Big Five to the Soccer World Cup 2010, to even our controversial rugby teams with the bull and the zebra.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say too much about the bull and zebra. If you drive past the road, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I've been there.
Maybe this year he'll have scarecrows. He'll release an edition with masks on. I don't know.
Yes, actually, it's quite a nice advertising board for your restaurant, right? So when visitors come to your restaurant and you've got to basically tell us what visitors can expect. What is your theme and your what do you want the thirsty scarecrow to represent, and what can visitors expect there?
I think that the setting itself is very unique in the winelands. When you come to the Thirsty Scarecrow, you'll be greeted by quirky and colorful scarecrows. And, in season, you'll have the most delicious strawberries bursting with flavor, do your own picking in the fields. I think the unique spot really creates this perfect environment for a laid back, vibey atmosphere. And obviously we have the most delicious beer-based pizzas and craft beer on tap. And as you sit back on the deck, you can enjoy a cocktail, a beer, or be it a glass of wine. And for me, my favorite part is when the sun begins to set on the perfect day. You can see the mountains and they just begin to turn this purple color, and there's no other view like it.
That's very, very true. And you guys are always full on those those sunset evenings. So what are your times that you are actually open?
We are open 7 days a week. The Farmer's Kitchen is open from 7:30 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Well, 5 in the afternoon. And the Thirsty Scarecrow is open Mondays and Tuesdays. We open at 3 o'clock till closing, and the rest of the week we open from 11 a.m. till closing.
So what is your closing time?
Kitchen closes at 10 and the bar closes around 11.
Okay, so not too. You don't have a serious nightlife crowd. It's quite.
No. Being out on the farm, we're not aiming to be a Stellenbosch Joel. That's not our vibe.
No, understood, and so I understand that. And talking about vibe, do you sometimes have live music events and stuff like that?
We don't. We've done a little bit of live music in the past, but it's not something we really do. We might consider it in the future, but obviously we do need to adhere to strict regulations set down by the Stellenbosch municipality. So we just want to be in accordance with regulations.
So I mean, your interest seems to very much in the craft beers. Where does that come from, and what can you tell us something interesting about the beers?
You know, we have 55 taps at our
Wow.
establishment. I don't know another restaurant with as many taps as us. And, you know, I'm pretty sure at some point we've sold every type or style of beer there is to sell, you know, from APAs to Vit beers to gluten-free, stouts, porters, Vice, SaveSAwine, you name it, you know. We've even had a beer with a 41% alcohol content, which sold for over R1,000 a bottle. We actually, it's very difficult to get the stock in. I think within 2 weeks we were sold out, you know.
Well, that must be close to South Africa's most expensive beer, right?
Yes, it is. I don't think it's available in the country at the moment. Since we got it in, we had it in a few years ago, and we've been struggling to get it in since. So, but you know, we always looking for new and exciting beers, and always encouraging new upcoming breweries to, you know, to pin in a visit, come chat to us. You know, besides the local craft that we do, we've obviously got imported beers as well from all over the world, you know, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Japan, UK, Spain. So yeah, we big on craft.
So how did you build up this collection? I mean, it must have been quite a bit of work and to get up to that level.
Yeah, you know, we started the business with 16 taps, and like I said, it was an 80-seater restaurant, and we were very blessed from the beginning. I still remember the first day, myself and my husband, we were standing on the side of the road, you know, we were handing out flyers, you know, we had no customers, and we just, for days and weeks, you know, we had no business. And, you know, there we were at the R44 robots handing out flyers. And eventually, after a few months, it just took off and people started to hear about us, word of mouth, which I still believe is the best type of advertising.
Absolutely.
And eventually we couldn't accommodate everyone, and we decided to expand. And so over the years, the menu grew and the taps grew, and yeah, we've just been so blessed.
It's an awesome story. We are, at the moment, we're sitting with, you know, a bit of a crisis with the coronavirus and everything. And obviously for a restaurant like yourself, this is a big headache. So, and the coronavirus are forcing everyone to rethink their business models. Do you have any new ideas or changes in mind?
At the moment, we're doing what we can do. We are open for deliveries, and we're selling a few grocery items. I think it's difficult to say what it might be like in a few months or next year, when there are no restrictions and we can live life as normal. You know, I think it could go one of two ways. I think we could be overwhelmed with locals and tourists and see a boom in travel again, as I'm sure people are just writing off 2020. Or, you know, clientele will be thinking twice about where to spend their money. I think for us, it's important to streamline things with the effects of the virus. I definitely think we will relook our beer menu and possibly cut down on line items, as well as for the food. We might remove some of the menu items, but obviously keep our best sellers. And what I would like to do is I would like to expand on grocery items and offer competitive prices in the market. Maybe create a bit of a deli, you know, in mooi bagger. I have lots of plans, but it's getting it past the family.
I think that's obviously a challenge, but I think that's a huge opportunity. I've noticed that around that area and in Somerset West, there's a lot of local things popping up online where people are starting to looking at online grocery delivery, you know, grocery deliveries at home and selling stuff online and stuff like that. And it's obviously an opportunity for a farm and a deli like yourself to do that. I mean, you've had an interesting journey and, you know, struggled to get your business off the ground. And what is the most important thing that you've learned from your journey in this business and, you know, the whole industry?
Well, I think the most important thing I've learned in the industry is to not worry about what everyone else is doing. I think it's important to concentrate on your own business and stick to what you know. Persistence and hard work will pay off, and it's important to always be involved in your business and don't just walk away and sit back. You know, my husband and myself, we're there every single day. You know, be innovative, keep your customers interested. And one of the most important things that my husband taught me about this business is that turnover is vanity and bottom line is sanity.
Yeah, that is a very true statement. Talking about statements and quotes, I mean, you're in the wineland, so you need to give us a wine quote, or okay, you can cheat. You can give us a beer quote.
Well, you know, I like a good glass of wine as well, you know, and because I'm a chef and I love food, I think to conclude any good meal, you need dessert, and like my wine, I like my dessert. So for me, the sweeter the better.
Oh, there you go. Kelly, this was a pleasure. If people want to get hold of you or visit you, or how did they get hold of you guys?
Our landline number is 021 881 3444. Obviously, during lockdown, we won't be there all the time, but they can up orders to 082 549 8800. We're hoping that business returns to normal very soon.
Okay, well, I'll put these numbers and any links you have in your description. But Kelly, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for talking to us. I mean, we love to talk. My mission is to talk to everybody in the Winelands over time. So and I'm certainly going to come have a craft beer there at some point as soon as we have the opportunity to move around again. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you, Will. Thank you so much. And just, sorry, one last point. They can obviously also go visit our Facebook page, The Thirsty Scarecrow, and we're also on Instagram for any updates on the business.
Perfect. Like I said, I'll put all those links in the description. So yeah, thank you very, very much, Kelly.
Thank you for supporting our show. If you would like to get more exposure for your business, please have a look at our sponsorship options. Thanks again for supporting About the Winelands. Please follow us on YouTube and on our social media channels. All details and links are in the description.